Welcome to another episode of The Blank Canvas. I look like I've seen some things. This Einstein hairstyle is it's getting rough. Welcome to another episode of The Blank Canvas. This is a project brought to you by Plinko Solutions focused on accessibility around AI and pretty much bridging how I'm using it to build business infrastructure in real time. A large part of that is documenting and building in public. So today, we'll be going over is how to use AI to basically create, I want to say, a bunch of thumbnails that I can use to better package and deliver the stuff. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to talk through a few different things I'm kind of working on right now. So, currently, this morning, I would say, had a big client meeting. Kind of built it up in my head. But essentially, I had done 6 demos for them at this point. It was a voice agent project. This would be the 7th one, where essentially draw the line and say, hey, any further than this, we need, to look at the nicest way possible, the unbillable hours versus the kind of capitals and resource allocation that we have to do, kind of get this project off the ground. And, with that in mind, I pretty much was like, I approached the conversation. I said 2 full points. One, because I had built so much of it already, and we were originally going to use the Sesame voice model. So if you're not familiar with that, head over to sesame.com. It's one of the first conversational research projects from February of this year. Kind of have a conversational experience with AI. Really great, to be honest. However, when it comes to the production side of voice agents, it's actually cut off, meaning retail doesn't support it. Vappy doesn't support it. So they're keeping it private. They want to not pretty much commercialize it, which is what this project was looking to do anyways. Like, it offered a full kind of product rollout. I showed them my 12 other voice agents that I've built. And I'll be frank with you guys, like this one, I put a lot of hours behind it. It was an outbound, first of its kind. I didn't even think it was truly possible. But by working through some limiting beliefs, tapping the shoulders of the community, I got a working demo. But it requires simulations. So it there's kind of a, if you're using RoArc, for example, or even another like Sakura, for example, is another one. They pretty much are research projects backed and funded, focused on making a voice AI conversational and worthwhile. Now, I don't know why this isn't loading here. Gone through it a few times. Just got put on this earlier today, or earlier yesterday, I would say. Basically what it's supposed to do is you feed it like one version of your own material, right? So I actually have a headshot. So you gotta pay for this. Interesting. I thought they have a free product. Well, we're learning things here live. We'll see what if I decide to fork $50 for that. Wanted to touch upon this voice agent project because this morning I had a conversation basically saying that the business infrastructure right now versus the kind of capital resource allocation piece is a tough one to kind of bargain. I had it working for Vappy and for retail, but essentially the way it works is you fill out this vibe coded, tally form, essentially. It's a little bit more advanced than tally, but basically what it allows you to do is you input this in. Because choose your scenario. Now, mind you, this works, 60 to 70% of the time. Without simulations, it's kind of hard to test it at scale, right? Without running up the cost of the actual voice agent. The actual cost of operating, when I broke it down, was anywhere between 150 to 250 a month, just across all the different tools. And that's assuming like 5-minute conversations, 30 to 40 of them within a week. Conservative numbers. So like, this is a costly thing to kind of run, right? They were interested. And the way it I'm just going to do real estate gathering because I don't want to put no brand material in this. It's unbranded right now, right? So it's fully functional, fully proprietary. Right? Just some random address. And then from there, pretty much, if you go through it, and I just select the voice, create a campaign, submits the form, goes in, the form then, let me just take this take the unpinned off, goes in, extracts from that CSV that I just attached, verifies it has its email name and number, so it's compliant, attaches it to a master sheet, and then sends it over to the main operational board. Let me take off these pinned. You can tell I was troubleshooting it a little bit. But essentially what happens here, bring you into it, comes in through that webhook that we passed forward. Mind you, I just came back from the lake today, so my hair is looking troubled. Anyways, so from here it comes in through the webhook, pulls from that master sheet, pretty much breaks it down and validates individual leads by running a little bit of a JavaScript, right? So as I'm showcasing this, you can kind of pause and take as much as you'd like, or reach out. I'd be happy to kind of prototype this for you, because what you're looking at here is an example of an unpaid project that I spent 2 months really just kind of like prototyping, building, refining, because I didn't think it was possible. And now that I realize it is possible, I should charge for the prototype. Because now it comes in. How's it going? Sounds melodic as hell.
Hi, Jonathan.
What's up?
Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
Doing good. What's up? Latency is terrible. Talk to me. Please. All right, well. Heavy breathing on the mic. Confused. As you could tell, this is like 80% of the way there. Essentially, well, I'll say more conservatively, like 60 to 70% of the way there. What's happening here is actually cleaning up the data, and I could, if I wanted to, explore making a tool to do this, but instead I prepare a payload that sends in the dynamic information. I can show you an example here. So, goes in, and as you can see, it batches a call, which just happened, and it sends over essentially these dynamic variables. However, as you can see, it doesn't do it all the time. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. On the actual retail platform itself, you can kind of see how this operates in real time. Now, there's a few different approaches, right? So originally I had multiple agents, like on the VAPI side, that you can cross-select and choose the ID that makes sense for you. I attempted doing that with retail, but I only could assign the number to one at a time, and I couldn't do that dynamically through the API just yet. I'm sure there's a way, but figuring it out was kind of a tough one. But essentially from here, like you would give it this master tree, right? And for those unfamiliar with retail, essentially all it is with these voice agents is an AI attached to a text-to-speech model, so 11 Labs in this case, right? And then, yeah, just like actually processing it in real time. So if I go, I don't think this will play back in audio. Let's find out. Hello. Oh. Hello.
Hi, John. How are you? I'm calling about 112 Avenue. Did you see the email invite for it?
So yeah, I have no idea if the audio is actually picking this up, but yeah, I did see it.
Great. Can I add you to the guest list?
Okay, so it's like it's supposed to be conversational. It's supposed to be smooth. Obviously, you can map this out with the proper workflow and kind of even make it a bit more open-ended if you kind of stick to this multi-prompt thing and build a prompt tree. I just, for 2 months building it on VAPI and then like still not being happy with the latency, I just couldn't rationalize putting more hours behind this. Doesn't mean it's dead. I'm sure I can expand this, but that's kind of the nature of voice agent projects. It's like the ceiling keeps rising. And if you don't establish those ceilings for the client, especially in prototyping, you end up with a lot of unbuilt stuff, right? So the voice agent that I had that I prototyped, built, all delivered within 2 weeks was very clear cut. It's just an inbound. It was a 5K USD project back in February, right before Sesame came out, funny enough. So that one was really cool. So yeah, being able to showcase that. Something I'm also navigating. Client information. How do I showcase this and build in public and show demos of things I can build and also things I have built while maintaining privacy and all that fun stuff. So it's a little detour from our original material here. Join us as we finish this questionnaire throughout the week, pretty much building a funnel for servicing and offering dynamically, what is useful to somebody. A lot into this that I've covered in previous videos, and also we'll be covering in much more detail later this week. So that being said, see you guys there.